My name is Little Bear. I'm doing a program for children here at Rush Ranch, and I do several programs around the area, and usually promoting the Native American and letting the outsiders know who we are, what we do, and what we're all about. Our program is based on a lot of the Indian hunting and fishing, and how to make the different types of tools. Okay.
I don't like overheating.
Like my wife did. Yeah, we came there to Vacaville, and as soon as you leave Fairfield, across the highway, the temperature dropped 15 degrees just like that.
What I usually do is we're attempting to get rid of. Oh, really? Attempting to get rid of it. What's
pretty that they finally discovered a chemical that will kill pickleweed and not so if you're really into it, you do that, but I don't think this is a walk about a turf thing over there. They're bulrushes, tules, they have different names for all of them. The tule is really round, this is one of the triangular ones, right?
Yeah, this is, there's big ones when you go on the other hike. They get to be about 15 feet tall, and they're all in bloom right now.
There's different kinds. There's rushes, there's tules, there's bulrushes, there's rushes, the names get so mixed up, but this is triangular. The real tule is round. And I always joke that if the Indians had gone one step further, they could have caulked using the angle, they could have put that in there like natural caulking, but they managed to do it anyway. Now there's some kind that are triangulars, there's a convex one, there's a concave one, and they all have different names, and we won't get into that, but it's amazing how many rushes there are, and bulrushes, and all the names. But this is not the true tule, you'll see the true tule.
Among other things. And,
yeah, beats corn cobs in that house.
I should take it home and put it in the house. But if you've ever seen any of this let go, there's more of it than you care to deal with, and there's no vacuum on earth that'll get it all up.
And what is that called now?
Cattail.
Cattail. Oh, all right.
And they don't usually come like this, but this looks like it was weird. But this, once it lets go, yeah, it's all over. Right there. Yeah,
it's like
there
cotton
you
tree. The unpleasant part of this was what I learned at Mesa Verde, is that when they dug up these skeletons, the jaws, the teeth, they found out they didn't hardly have any teeth left. Pretty spot, I think.
Oh, it is. It's Rush Ranch. And they would have that, they would drill a hole in the point of the obsidian shell. And that would determine if you're going to get married. The Indian would come and put his shells in front of your father, and if the father accepted the necklace, then you could get married.
So they hang the meat in the stories.
For instance, if I want to make a hole in a piece of metal, I'll put that piece of metal over this hole, which is called a Pritchett hole, and then hit it with a hammer to poke the hole in it. If I want to make a square hole, I start with a round one, and then I switch to the square hole. like if a carriage bolt has a square part on it so that it won't twist, that's what you would use. Now, to cut a piece of metal, many times you would want to use this type, and again, you will hammer on it. You put that on the metal you want to cut, and then hit this with a hammer. So here again, you hammer on this, not with it. This is to flatten a piece of metal. This one's to make a square piece around about a 3/8 diameter. So a good shop would have one of these different size for whatever size bolt you're going to make. 1/2 inch, for instance, just to explain a little more, you would have one of these, you put your material in there, put one of those on top of it and hit it with a hammer to make it round. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning.
So just going around through here, here's another flattener. This you hammer with. This you hammer with. This one you've always heard of is a ball peen hammer. If you're going to make something not flat, rounded or curved, like if you're going to make a hammer, a spoon, you would use this to make your curved surface with. So this is a ball peen. This is called a straight peen because this part is straight. Now this one is cross, so it's a cross peen hammer. So you got your ball peen, straight peen, cross peen, and it depends on whether you're left-handed, right-handed sometimes. For instance, if I'm going to stretch a piece of metal longer, I would put it on here and put some dents in it, laying it this way, I'd put dents in it, and then hammer the dents out, and it will stretch longer. A left-handed person might want to use the same one, or the cross peen to use easier, laying in the same direction. These are various tongs that people make themselves. When a blacksmith needs to hold something, he will make the tool to hold it with. So some of them are unusual, some are very easy, laying like a long bolt. Just hold it with this one.
Did you get those from the Inquisition?
My dad brought it. Now this one looks a little unusual, but it's probably the same thing for a long bolt. Just holding it in a different manner. I'll go ahead and hammer on it, or have you hammer on it, but it's not as hot as it was a while ago. Now what I want you to do, once you start hammering, say about this point, then hit here and here and here, and we want to make a point on this. So as you go down, I'll roll it over and you go down again. So stand around on this side a little ways.
Put your glasses on.
Put your goggles on. You don't want to get an ember in your eye.
Hard.
Got a whale on it there, buddy. There you go. Keep going.
See, you haven't changed the shape of it much yet.
That's all you got there, Ryan.
But the hotter it is, the easier it is to change the shape. So this time we'll get it a bit hotter.
Is that special coal?
These are things you need to get used to. Yes, in a manner of speaking, it's a for your information, blacksmiths, which has, see the angle his hammer is hitting, sulfur in it, to be hitting the flat part of the hammer. So that's because of the height of this. And that's why we have that. Get sulfur on the metal.
What's the temperature of the metal when it comes out glowing red?
Right now it's down under 400 degrees.
Yeah.
When I started it was around 5.
It's okay.
You don't gotta chase it. It ain't going nowhere.
Well, except if I'm home.
Yeah, well, sure that.
When I have on my apron, which I don't have on yet, with my name tag, is a flat one. So it's
You can
a
have
little handier for
you can do
me.
your own little blacksmith.
Glasses.
Keeps forgetting. That's better.
Don't go back as far this way. Just start about the middle. Don't want to rip that. As long as there's color to it, it will change shape when you hammer it. But once it loses its color, it doesn't change very much.